So today we're going to talk a little bit about open shade, and open shade is really one of the best places to shoot because no matter what, all day long you can find an area where there's some shade, and shade's going to create really nice, soft, even light, and that's really what we want when we're taking portraits, right? We, if we can, we want to try to avoid those harsh shadows that make people squint and make raccoon eyes and other sorts of things. So open shade's a great way to find nice, soft, even light. And what I first want to start with is the difference between open shade and shade, because they are different. They sound the same, but there's a really big difference in the way that the light and things kind of work inside of those two different things. So let's just take a quick look at this. So I'm just take a look over here. So this is like an awning that we have at our house, looking, it goes out to the garage, right? And it can create both, right? There's a difference between shade and open shade. And so again, with open shade, what we want is as much as we can, we want to be kind of at the edge of the shade so that the sky is what we're open to, right? That's what the open shade's talking about. So what we want is to be at the very edge of that. So let's just take a quick look. So if I'm here, right, I'm right at the edge of that, right? I'm just barely in the shade. I do want to actually get in the shade, but when I do, then the light's really soft and even, right? And the reason for that, if we look this way, right, it's open to the sky, right? That sky out there is a big, huge, open, soft box, right? The light is from the sun is hitting the sky, it's bouncing around, and that's what becomes the light source instead of, instead of the sun, right? That's why we end up with soft light, right? So when I'm here, the light's really soft and even. Now, if I just go back a couple of feet closer to that fence, right? All of a sudden, the light starts to shift and change. And now as I come back here, the light is different, right? There's two things that are happening, right? So let's take a look. So what's open to now is shade, right? This is all blocking it. So I'm not getting light from there. It's actually cutting the light. And what I end up actually getting is, if we look down here, there's Parsley's taking a little nap, but there's light bouncing off of the concrete over there. So actually what I'm ending up with, this way, is kind of almost like monster lighting, especially if I go like this even just a little bit, right? I'm getting shadows now on top of my nose instead of coming down below my nose. And, I'm getting kind of dark spots and things here because I'm actually ended up with uplighting coming off of the ground, and it's not open to the sky, so it's being blocked. And so this would be kind of the look of shade, and it's not quite as nice as when I come out here, all of a sudden, out here the light starts to open up a little bit more and it's more soft, right? So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about open shade. We want it to be open to that sky. I want to be as far out on that edge of the shade as I can, so now that light can be really soft and even. Now it's getting light from all the way out there. Okay, so that's the difference. Now, we don't want a dappled light, but this is just the kind of closest place that I could find a good example of that difference between shade and open shade. So let's go take a look at our setup when we're going to actually shoot our pictures.